10 minutes ago, in a moment that seemed almost impossible, you received news that shifted the air around you, a message so unexpected that it took a second glance to believe, a digital ping that carried with it the weight of worlds, a notification from a source so unusual, so singular, that it could only be interpreted one way. Elon Musk had, in some intricate orchestration known only to him, purchased something for you. A gift whose value was measured not in dollars or gold but in vision, in potential, in the rare intersection of technology, ambition, and destiny that only someone like him could conceive. It was not simply an object, not a mere token, not a trinket meant to adorn a shelf or satisfy fleeting curiosity. It was a manifestation of possibilities, a seed planted in the fertile soil of your life that promised growth, transformation, and the subtle yet profound reminder that the future is not a distant concept but a present force, knocking on your door in the form of a package, a code, a design, a key to ideas previously inaccessible. As the news sank in, the mind began to whirl with questions, with fantasies, with the tantalizing suspense of discovery, imagining the texture, the shape, the smell of innovation itself captured in tangible form, the way the human mind can almost taste the edges of genius when it comes close enough to touch it. You could almost hear the quiet hum of the machines in Tesla factories. The careful calibration of SpaceX rockets, the algorithms that hum through Neuralink prototypes, as though each had somehow conspired to converge on this singular moment, to deliver to you, personally, a fragment of the vision that drives one of the most audacious minds of your time. The clock ticks, and in the span of 10 minutes, you have imagined entire lifetimes, entire careers, entire futures being reshaped, each possibility a thread connecting your existence to something larger, something grander than the ordinary flow of days, and yet intimate, personal, addressed to you alone, like a letter written across the fabric of ambition and sent through the cosmos of enterprise directly into your hands. And as your thoughts wander, you begin to sense that this gift, though mysterious, though cloaked in secrecy, carries a whisper of responsibility, of opportunity, of the delicate tension between what is given and what is made possible by the act of receiving, reminding you that in the spaces between moments, in the intervals measured by minutes and heartbeats, the universe has a way of bending toward those who are willing to notice, willing to accept, willing to imagine, and in that gentle yet profound acknowledgement, you realize that the worth of this gift is not something that can be calculated, that cannot be reduced to a number, a sum, a price, but rather something that grows. Something that multiplies, something that transforms, and that you, for this instant, are part of a story that spans not only your life but the very unfolding of innovation, ambition, and possibility, and the world outside your window suddenly seems larger, brighter, alive with the potential of what could be, because for 10 minutes, 10 seconds, 10 milliseconds, the impossible became tangible, and you were at the center of it. As the initial shock of the message begins to settle into a kind of simmering excitement, your mind races through the possibilities, the kinds of gifts someone like Elon Musk could imagine offering, gifts that defy ordinary logic, that exist at the intersection of creativity and technological audacity. It could be a prototype device, something not yet revealed to the public, an artifact of experimentation that carries the pulse of invention in its very circuits, or perhaps it is access, a doorway into realms normally reserved for visionaries, an invitation to observe, participate, and even influence projects that are shaping the future of humanity. The anticipation becomes almost tangible. A physical weight pressing against the chest, a flutter of adrenaline that feels like both curiosity and responsibility entwined. You imagine the delivery itself, a sleek, futuristic package, perhaps wrapped in materials that hint at innovation rather than tradition, accompanied by instructions written in a code or language that teases your intellect, demanding thought before touch. And then, in the quiet spaces between heartbeats, you feel a subtle shift, a whisper that the true gift is not the object alone but the awareness it brings, the realization that someone whose mind dances at the edges of possibility has noticed you, has chosen you, has extended a bridge into a world of ideas and creation that you had only glimpsed from afar. You feel the stirrings of ambition, of imagination, as though a spark has been struck inside you, igniting visions of what could be done, what could be built, what could be achieved, and in that ignition, a clarity emerges. The gift is both a challenge and an opportunity, a call to rise, to participate, to extend the reach of your own potential, and in that moment, the ordinary world fades slightly, replaced by a horizon filled with luminous possibility, and every thought, every action from now on carries a subtle echo of that extraordinary, unexpected, transformative arrival. Time stretches as you sit with the realization, letting the weight of the gift sink in. 10 minutes may seem brief, but in those minutes, your mind spins through endless scenarios, each more fantastical than the last. What if the gift is a key, not a literal key, but a symbolic one, a passcode to hidden knowledge, access to a project still under wraps, a chance to glimpse what few have seen and even fewer have touched? Perhaps it is a device, sleek, impossible in its design, humming with unseen power, whispering of functions you cannot yet comprehend. Your imagination races. Maybe it can manipulate energy, record thoughts, or even influence reality in subtle, profound ways. The anticipation is electric. A current that pulses through your veins, and yet, amid the excitement, there's a strange serenity, as if this moment has been waiting for you all along. You sense the meticulous calculation behind it, the precision with which this gift has been conceived, crafted, and delivered. It is not random, not whimsical, but intentional, a thread connecting you to the mind of someone who sees the world differently, who bends rules and redefines possibility, even as the digital clock ticks onward, each second amplifying your curiosity. You realize that the value of this gift lies not in what it is alone, but in what it inspires in you. Ideas begin to form like constellations in a night sky, bright points of potential, connecting into patterns that suggest creation, innovation, and ambition. You imagine the conversations you might have, the projects you might start, the ways in which the world could subtly shift if you embrace this moment fully. The gift is a challenge wrapped in generosity, a call to rise, to think beyond limitation, to act on inspiration that, until now, might have felt distant, and then, almost imperceptibly, you sense that the first ripple of this impact has already begun. Decisions you made earlier today, yesterday, even years ago, now feel like steps leading you toward this very point. It is as if the universe has conspired to place this gift in your hands, precisely when it can ignite the greatest spark of potential within you. The hum of anticipation grows, merging with your own pulse, until it is impossible to distinguish where the gift ends and your own imagination begins. The moment stretches, a bridge between the ordinary and the extraordinary, and you understand, at a cellular level, that this is not just a gift to be opened, but a moment to be lived, to be recognized, and to be allowed to transform the trajectory of your existence. As the minutes pass, the anticipation transforms into a quiet, almost reverent focus. You imagine the arrival of the gift itself, how it will manifest in your hands, what sensations will accompany the first touch. Perhaps it arrives in a sleek, minimalist package, its surface smooth, cool, almost impossibly refined, reflecting the meticulous thought behind every detail. Or maybe it is a digital message, an encrypted file, a portal that unfolds only when approached with curiosity, intellect, and patience. The true nature of the gift seems deliberately elusive, teasing your imagination, drawing you into a space where possibility outweighs certainty. You consider the implications. A gift from someone like Elon Musk cannot be ordinary. It cannot be something consumable, something fleeting. It is a gesture that challenges you to think bigger, act bolder, and perceive further. Already, your mind begins to orbit around ideas, projects you could initiate, innovations you could explore, paths you might tread that would have remained invisible without this spark. The value is not in the object alone, but in the mental and emotional landscape it opens, a horizon of untapped potential, a quiet but insistent whisper that the future is yours to shape. Even in the pause before discovery, the gift exerts influence. Every thought feels sharper, every decision slightly more aligned with purpose. You imagine standing on the threshold of a workshop or laboratory or even a digital realm, sensing the hum of innovation as if it recognizes you as participant rather than observer. The excitement is tinged with gravity, a gentle reminder that opportunity and responsibility are intertwined, that receiving is only the first act, and creation is the inevitable next. And then, in that suspended space, a subtle understanding emerges. The gift is not merely an object to possess or a token to admire. It is a mirror, reflecting the possibilities within you, a challenge wrapped in generosity, a bridge between your present self and the future you have yet to imagine. In that instant, 10 minutes ago transforms into a moment of eternal significance, a pivot point where the ordinary world fades. And what lies ahead is a canvas waiting for action, for curiosity, for audacity. The anticipation thickens as your mind begins to grasp the immensity of what lies ahead. It's not merely about receiving something tangible, but about stepping into a continuum of innovation, a narrative that Elon Musk has been scripting in countless laboratories, factories, and digital realms, now intersecting with your life in a way that feels personal, deliberate, and almost cosmic. You start to sense that the gift is not just a present but a portal, a threshold, an invitation to participate in a story of creation that transcends ordinary experience. You imagine the mechanics of its arrival, the subtle vibration of an unseen courier, the soft click of a secured lock disengaging, the quiet hiss of advanced materials being revealed. It could be something physical, something that hums with latent energy, or it could be something entirely conceptual, a key to knowledge, access to a network, a blueprint of possibility encoded in forms your mind is just beginning to comprehend. Each scenario is more exhilarating than the last, each possibility expanding the space of what you thought was achievable. As your imagination runs wild, a deeper awareness settles in. The true essence of the gift is not confined to form. It is influence, opportunity, vision. It is the knowledge that someone whose intellect has shaped rockets, electric vehicles, and digital frontiers has chosen to extend a fragment of that vision to you. To ignite a spark that may grow into something transformative, something unforeseen. Already, you feel the subtle shifts in your thinking, the sharpening of perception, the emergence of ideas that had lingered at the edges of your consciousness now moving front and center, ready for action, and then the thought strikes. Perhaps the gift is already working, even before it is physically or digitally revealed. Perhaps its value lies precisely in this suspension, in the space between knowing and discovering, in the tension that stretches your imagination and primes your ambition. 10 minutes ago, the world was ordinary, now it vibrates with potential, and every heartbeat, every breath. Every thought seems charged with the electric possibility that has arrived at your doorstep, a signal that your life is poised at the cusp of transformation, and that the journey ahead, mysterious and thrilling, is waiting for the first decisive step.